Welcome back to Mental Health Matters. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone has been taking real good care of themselves. And yes, we are back. We are going to be talking about all things mental health. And this week, we will be discussing whether you have realistic expectations about yourself. Are you realistic in the expectations that you hold about yourself? And that is connected to, of course, the expectations that you have about other people as well, because it's a reflection of what you expect from yourself. So let's get into the topic. I think that first of all, we are going to break down the meaning of realistic. Realistic is related to reality, it's connected to reality. That's actually where it comes from. And your reality is completely different from mine. We cannot have the same reality. This is why we experience the world and we experience everything differently. This is why there are people that are like, I don't think this mental health thing is real, or I don't think it exists. And there are people that say, actually, mental health is a real thing, because this is based on our reality, and our reality will shape our perceptions. And when you have a certain perception and perspective about things, that also shows that your mental health is at a certain level or place. Um, I don't think there's a category. I don't think there are levels to it, but I think I'm just trying to give us an idea that it shows, your reality, your perceptions, the way you receive the world, the way you receive other people, the way you receive everything. It says a lot about where you come from, where you are, actually, where you are. And then where you come from and where you're going somehow. So we need to understand that first and foremost, that your reality is not my reality and vice versa. So now, if we understand that part, then it's easy to go into expectations. When we talk about expectations, what are we really talking about? Um, for as long as you are here to experience life and you are here to experience the world and you are in this human experience, there definitely are going to be expectations, because in everything that you do, you receive something in turn. You receive a certain type of energy or vibe based on what you put in. Based on what you put in, you receive something. It's a give and take. We are constantly exchanging energy. We are constantly exchanging vibes. We are constantly exchanging information. This is life. This is how it is. So there are going to be expectations, because if you are working so hard to achieve something, or you're working so hard to gain something, definitely there should be expectations. There should be something that you expect to get in return. So now, if we look at ourselves, of course, you are going to have expectations. Uh, you have goals, you have dreams, you have things that you want to achieve, that you have things that you are investing your time, your energy, your emotions, your feelings, your body, your health, everything. You're investing everything in certain things, and you are expecting to yield results. You're expecting to get something in return. So sometimes, and it's not even a matter of sometimes, I don't even think it's occasional. I think as human beings, we naturally have unrealistic expectations. And there are many influences regarding that. There are many influences regarding why one would have unrealistic expectations, or why we are programmed to have unrealistic expectations. And of course, if you open your eyes, if you just take a look at your phone right now, interact with somebody else, if you just interact and exchange energy and information, of course, you are going to measure yourself according to that. You are going to start analyzing that and trying to figure out how does it relate to you. You are going to come in simple terms. You are going to compare yourself to the information that you're receiving. It is something that we are just programmed to doing in this lifetime, and it's natural, right? Or at least it's something that we are not conscious of, we are not aware of. But there are levels, there are certain aspects about it that make it so dangerous, so unhealthy. I'm not even talking about being unhealthy. It just makes it so dangerous. You are in danger. It just makes it detrimental to your life. It's a danger to your life. And I think my purpose is to try and help us figure out when does that happen, or help you figure out for yourself when and where and why does it get to that point. Because it's so easy not to realize when it gets to that point. It's so easy to be caught up in that, and it consumes you and it defines you, and then you start being somebody else, or you can't be somebody else, but you try so hard to be something that you're not. And that is a point of mental illness. If you really think about it, mental illness stems from worry. You are worrying, you are thinking, constantly thinking about something that is beyond your reality, either something that you really, really want, but you're not able to get at that moment because of many different reasons, or something that you're trying to be, but you can't be that, you know, or something that you really want to achieve, but you can't really achieve, and you spiral down, and you get stuck, or something that happened and is blocking you from moving forward. Therefore, you get so stuck in that blockage, you get stuck in that thing, and you feel like you can't move forward. You feel like you are trapped, hence depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety disorder, so many, disorders and illnesses. And I know I always say that mental illness is the extreme form. You can just be mentally unhealthy, but when you're mentally ill, then it means your system has completely shut down and you are literally on autopilot, you're on autopilot. And I think this is one thing that scares a lot of people, like, oh, I don't want to be associated with mental illness, because that would mean that I'm crazy. That's not it. It just means that your body has shut down. This is why you have a flu and you have a fever. That is your system shutting down, and it needs attention, it needs help. So in the physical form, in the physical body, we experience a low immune system, we experience issues with the systems in our bodies. And when you feel like, oh, I can't get up today, or I can't do whatever, it's simply because your system is fighting, it's shutting down, but it's fighting, and you just need to do something and assist it. And same thing with mental illnesses. Certain things get you to that point. And I believe that as people, we move in and out of that cycle. There are days where you feel depressed, and then there are days where you just feel anxious, and there are days where you feel a mild type of depression, or you just feel stressed, or you just feel tired. We move in and out of that. The only difference is how long do you stay in that, and whether it affects your livelihood, your life, how you function every day, and to what extent. So you simply need to begin to break down your reality. What is happening? You need to be able to be aware and in tune of what is actually happening in your life, what is happening with you, where are you, what's going on. So many times we either grab all of that information from the past, or we focus so much on the future, like, oh, and there's nothing wrong. I know a lot of people, well, there's this trend, of, don't focus on the future, don't worry about the future, what's going to happen in the future. I get it. But what we are doing, the fact that you have a job, or you have a thing that you're investing yourself in, or you are doing something, obviously it's something that is going to help you in the future. There is no way that human beings cannot focus everything that they have on the future. That's just how it is. But we need to be able to assist ourselves right now. So you have to be aware as to what is going on right now, because what is going on right now will give you an idea as to how you're moving about with the expectations that you have, and what do you expect from yourself, and so on. I mean, there's this thing of vision boards, right? Creating vision boards because it's a brand new year, and I like that. I have a vision board right now? No. Do I have a plan? Yes. I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, and where I'm going, and where I want to be, and everything. I think every human being naturally is going to have a plan. Naturally, every human being is not going to be satisfied with who and where they are. We always want to move to a higher level and a higher dimension. We cannot scrape these things off. We cannot just throw them in the bin and be like, you know what, this is wrong. That's the human experience. But now we need to use our present moment to help us figure out where we are. And it's going to, of course, benefit your mental health so much, because you are helping that system to move in a healthy way, to move in a healthy way. Like I said, you will go through the highs and lows. You feel depressed, you feel anxious, you feel good. Tomorrow you feel tired. Today you have energy. But as you go through those cycles and you go through everything, it's very important for you to be able to stir back your mental health in the right path, in a healthy way, to go about this in a healthy way, in simple terms. So you need to be asking yourself questions right now. If you are expecting yourself, let's make an example. Let's talk about money, because everybody wants money. If you are expecting that, by the end of the year, I want to have $100,000. Okay, you want to have 100, maybe it's in your vision board and so on. Like, I want to have $100,000 by the end of the year. Okay, sharp. That's fine, right? That's great. That's good. Go for it. But we don't know, right? We don't know at the end of the day how it's going to pan out. Are you going to be able to have $100,000 on the dot? Are you going to make it up to 50,000 or something? We don't know. But what we need to know is whether you are equipped, whether you have the resources, whether mentally, emotionally, physically, you are ready to make it happen. Nobody talks about being ready, having the tools, having the practical stuff that you need to make that happen. No one really talks about it, but we all talk about, believe in yourself and believe in this. And yes. Self-belief is self-belief and confidence in yourself. That's for free. Everybody has that. Everybody can access confidence. Everybody can access a sense of self-belief. Everybody can believe in themselves and what they want to achieve. It's not impossible, for sure. But why are we not talking about the processes? Why are we not talking about the tangible stuff? number one, are you able to put that together? Do you have enough income to put that together? Does it mean that you're going to save from what you have, or does it mean that you're going to get an extra job or an extra gig or do something on the side or invest in something that's going to yield that amount? And what is the time frame? What is it that you need? What kind of support do you need? What are the resources that you have in place to make that happen? If you say you want a particular thing, what will it take? Who do you need to talk to? Do you need any help? Do you need to relocate? Do you need to do this? Are you able to do that? And this is not to dim your light down. This is not to discourage anybody, but it's really important, because if you are able to look at your reality and what you can do step by step and bit by bit to get there, then it's going to put you at ease in terms of your system, your mental health system. You're not going to be so overly anxious and just freaking out at the thought of not getting what you need. You're not going to feel stressed every day wondering if, am I getting there, am I getting there, am I getting, what are you doing right now? Does your reality permit you? And if your reality doesn't permit you, that gives you enough time to say, okay, I need to put that together before I can start working on this. I need to ask for advice. I need to do this. I need to, get this kind of information, get this kind of person to tell me how they do what they do or how they started. I need that kind of inspiration so that I can get myself prepared. Therefore, I might not have that $100,000 at the end of the year, but I can definitely, it seems like when I do this and I do that and I do this, it seems like I'll be able to put it together, or I'll be closer, or I'll attain it in the next 2 years or a year and a half. That means you're giving yourself enough time. You're giving your mental health system a break to slowly process everything without you feeling anxious, without you feeling stressed, without you constantly comparing yourself. Because when you are in that state, what you then do is you're going to try and find people or look out for people that have achieved more or less the same thing and start comparing yourself. You don't even know the backstory. You don't even know anything as to what kind of preparation did they have to put in place, what did they have to do to get to where they are, to reach that expectation, what did it take based on their reality. So that is just an example, because I really think a lot of people, a lot of us are like crumbling. We are crumbling before you even get started. Before you even get started, you are already feeling like, yeah, I'm defeated. I don't have this and I'm not this person. But how? You need to shift things and shift your perspective. Look at what's going on right now. Where are you right now? How are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? What is it that you need? Why does it feel like you can't receive what you need? Is it because you are comparing yourself to someone? Is it because you feel like your circumstances but in your circumstances, what is it that you need to shift? And is your time frame realistic considering the resources that you have in place to help you out to achieve that? What is it that you're lacking that you still need to work on? Those are questions that are going to help you tune into your reality, tune into yourself, and be realistic. That is how you tap into your reality and get to know your world, get to know what's going on in your world. Some people cannot even define what's going on in their life. They don't know what's going on in their world, and they don't know. They definitely know where they want to go. They definitely know where they've been, but if you ask them what's going on right now, they don't really know. And it goes for every aspect: relationships, finances, jobs, careers, talents, everything. You don't know what's currently going on right now, but you surely do know where you're going. So how is that going to balance you out? How is that going to help you realize what is it that you really, really need in that moment? Because if you are stuck in, oh, I really want to, but it's not happening, and you are so stuck on yes, I want to achieve this and I want to receive this, but you are not shifting and moving things right now, even if it's the smallest thing, then that's just going to be your storyline moving forward. It's always going to be a matter of, I really want to get this, and I really want to get that, and I really want to get this. This is why it's so hard for us when we look at other people, like people that like to share, their success stories and everything. And when they say, maybe a person will say, oh, it took me like 20 years to build this. It took me 30 years. It took me this. I think, it seems too good to be true. Just like, are you sure? Because you look at where the person is and you look at everything and you're like, damn, like, um, is she lying or is he lying? Because it's not written. It's not written on our faces. It's not written on us. Nobody can look at you and say, it took this person this X amount of time to obtain this or that. Nobody can really do that. So that is your job. It's not the world's job. It's your work. It's your job to realize, to be able to manage, self-manage. This is all about self-management, not development as such. It's management. It's putting things in place, working with yourself, managing your life. Um, Managing your life. It's all about managing. I can't stop saying managing your life. Managing your life. It's all about managing. We manage so many things. We're able to manage our social media accounts. And we're able to manage the time that we spend looking outward, looking at other things and other people. What are they doing? And inquiring about other people's lives. And we've got that done so perfectly, but can you really manage yourself? If you don't know, I think the most basic thing that you can take from this is, do I know what is going on in my life right now? What's going on in my life right now? It's not a matter of, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing, whatever. No, do you know? Do you really know what is going on with you right now? What's going on in your life in every aspect? I don't believe that there's a there are departments or aspects in each one's lives. I mean, you could have 10 factors in your life. You could have a relationship or a marriage or kids, or you're just dating, and then you have your finances, your personal finances, you have your health, you have your spirituality. It all depends on your lifestyle, right? It all depends on not departments, structures, the structures that you have in place in your life. I mean, for some people it's 10, some people it's 20, some people it's 5, some people it's only 2 things that govern your life. So if you look at all the structures that you have in place, do you know in this moment, if somebody had to ask you right now, do you know what's going on? Do you know what's going on? Because if you don't know what's going on, then you're definitely running with unrealistic expectations. You have a bunch of unrealistic expectations and it's not going to work for you. It is not healthy for you. It is the reason why we have a lot of issues in this world that we live in. We are facing a lot of things, and in South Africa, particularly in my country, I think this is the reason why we have alcoholism that is a thing, and I am going to break down all of that in future episodes and so on. But I'm just making an example. If you also look at the collective society that we are in, the world that we are in right now, and in your society and in your community, what are the trends? What are the issues that we have? Infidelities, alcoholism. We have people that are struggling financially. Yes, they're struggling because the economy and this and that and the government, but there's an underlying thing. There's an underlying energy behind all of that. And this is due to the unrealistic expectations that we have, and also being so afraid. People are so afraid. People are so afraid with just getting to know themselves and facing their reality. It feels like when you face your reality and when you face everything that you're going through, it's almost like you're just going to die or something. But that is your world and that is your reality. It seems like when you begin to face all the things that are just not working, you are going to be forced to make them work. You're going to be forced to focus on them. And for some people, it's a pain. For some people, it's a matter of, I don't want to deal with that because it makes me feel so bad. It makes you feel so bad for a reason. It makes you feel bad and terrible because it means there's something that you need to change and you are capable of changing that. So that's it. That's it. What is currently going on in all aspects, in all structures that govern your life? Do you know what is going on? And if you don't know, start knowing, start getting to know yourself and getting to know what the hell is going on in your life. Because when you begin to break all of that down, then you'll realize a bunch of unrealistic expectations that are actually not helping you at all. And then you can begin to create some realistic expectations that resonate and relate to you. um, and you'll approach life in a healthy, in a peaceful, in a calm manner. So I thank you so much today, and I cannot wait to see you in our next episode. I hope everyone is doing well and take care.